What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dgb Omg. Those are the ones that people want to go over the most. So those are the 5 that we're going to be sticking with here today. And what I want to do is start in on Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. And what we were looking at in yesterday's video, we were looking at this micro support right here at about $9,365. And then we were looking at this micro resistance up here at about $9,880. And we were fighting back and forth between those two. And I talked about how important it is for us to hold this 9,365 because that's also correlating as support here with this 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. That's what we're looking at. And for Bitcoin, we have basically held that ever since we broke it. April 6th, 2020 was when we first got over top of that, and we've been trading up above that. So guys, in my opinion, it'd be very significant if we don't hold that area, or if we even, just bounce down a little bit and then get back up on top of it. But if we have a true breakdown, we could go down to that 8,674 very quickly. And I have an alarm placed for everybody here at about 8,535. And the reason why I would want an alarm there is to show me, because that really could show us, guys, we could start breaking down so hard, so fast and aggressively if we start falling down through that area, because all those higher lows are going to be broken here. These higher lows that have been so important as we've continued to move sideways in this consolidation. So in terms of more so the macro sense here, I'd be looking to hold that 8,674, and what we'd want to get over top of is that 10,439, which is going to be overhead resistance. But this is an extremely tough area, and what I was getting into yesterday, I was talking about how these moves for the whales come in on the 5-minute time frame a lot of the time. And take a look at what happened here. I was actually watching this in real time. So we had a massive spike move to the upside. The candles were getting very tight. We talked about that. Whenever candles get tight, you're going to have that break. Massive break to the upside here. Everybody got all excited, and then take a look at the volume here, and we dumped right back down. And ever since then, we started moving sideways, and now we're dumping back down again. And you can see all this heavy volume here. So this is an area you guys need to be extremely careful with right now, because you don't see a lot of green volume coming in compared to the selling pressure that we've been having. But typically these will come in basically on, the 5-minute, the 15-minute time frames. It happens all the time. And what you can see here on the 1-day time frame now, as we've continued to move up and we've been pushing sideways, we are now below our 20 EMA, which we need to stay up above, guys. We have a candle close above that. The next area I'd be looking at on the 1-day time frame would be that 50 moving average at about $9,149. But this is a tough candle here. If it closed like that today, that would be a bearish engulfing candle. That's a very powerful candle, and we have to wait to see where this volume is going to be. And if we take a look here on TradingView, just to get into this a little bit, we have an 8 sell, 9 neutral, and 11 buy. So we're running really neutral still. We're still waiting to see what Bitcoin's going to do, but that's why you need to be so careful in this space and wait for confirmations, because you have these fake outs all the time. They happen all the time, guys. And what you can see is the momentum here. We're starting to lose momentum to the downside. So that's something we're going to be paying attention to. Just going to go through a few indicators here, and this is on the 1-day time frame now. Relative strength is at 51. We're running more neutral there. Could go either way. Plenty of room to run either to the upside or downside there. And then our stock cross, we have had that to the downside here. And typically, guys, when you get those nice moves, it'll be when you get like a bullish engulfing candle and a nice upward cross to the upside, but we're not there yet. We still have that cross to the downside. We're sitting at 22 and 34 on the stock RSI. So that's Bitcoin, guys. You get some from that. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends. Leave me a little message down low what you think is going to happen with Bitcoin. Is this the start of it here? Is this going to be where we start having that massive dump and we start testing some of those lower areas here? Or is that just some manipulation? We're going to end up moving through $10,000. I'd love to hear your opinion down low. So next we're going to get into Ethereum here, and we know that ETH is going to drive the altcoin, so it's always important to look at Ethereum. We're sitting at $238 now. We've had our rejection up here at that 247. We were trying to get up over top and turn that into support. It has acted as strong resistance there, and you can see we've had average volume selling off right there. For Ethereum, though, it's still ahead of Bitcoin a little bit. We're still up above the 20, the 50, and the 200, and we broke out of this yellow trend line here with the nice move to the upside. But guys, this is the spot here. We need to get over $247. If we continue to get rejected by that, we're going to have to go back down, try to find some type of low here, or higher low, and see if we can go up and make another move. But it's just a difficult thing right now, because we really need this market to get moving, because overall in the macro sense, we're still in a downtrend. We're still in a downtrend, but right here, this is our secondary uptrend, and we want this to continue so that we can eventually get over top of this $286, and then we can start breaking out of those macro lower highs that we've been dealing with for quite a while. And if we take a look at Ethereum here on TradingView, we're looking at a 6 sell, 10 neutral, 12 buy. Overall, the oscillator is just dead neutral here. 1 sell, 1 buy, 9 neutral. And moving averages obviously are looking strong because we're up above those right now. And what I want to do here was take a look at our momentum. Momentum is starting to head to the downside there, so we want to pay attention to this, and this is Ethereum on the 1-day time frame. Just so you know, and if you like me covering Ethereum, guys, give me a thumbs up down there. Let me know that you're here for Ethereum. Then we'll take a look at the relative strength index. We're looking at 56 there. And then we'll go into our stock. Stock, we have had that downward cross. I would wait to see some nice upward cross here, guys, with some nice bullish candlestick pattern there. Right now is not the time, in my opinion, if you're not in a position just to jump in. I would wait to see a little bit more confirmation, but that's just me. So that's Ethereum. Next, we're going to get into Litecoin. Litecoin's at $45.12. You can see we're kind of correlated with the stock market here a little bit, guys. Still, the Dow Jones is down 1,300 points right now, and you can see that Bitcoin selling off as well. So that's something we do need to pay attention to. Got to keep an eye on it. So Litecoin's in a tougher situation than many coins because we're still below this 200 moving average. We potentially could lose that 50 moving average in pink today. We have to keep an eye on that. And then also this green trend line, which I will now extend out. So if we have a breakdown through that, guys, I'd start looking down around that $40 level if we do break. But we're getting squeezed between the 50 and the 200, and we're just basically waiting to see if we're going to have that upside breakout over top of $50, $51, or if we're going to start dropping back down. In terms of our volatility stop on the 1-day time frame, it's at $43.61. So that's basically saying that if you're in a position right now and we drop below that, things could get pretty ugly, because that is showing that we are still in this secondary uptrend, at least moving sideways, consolidating right now. But it's a tough spot still to jump in right here. Our momentum, same deal, moving to the downside. And that's, guys, you always want the momentum just moving to the upside as you're trying to make those strong moves. Next is relative strength, same deal. You can see how we're losing a little bit of strength there. We're at 48. And then what I'll get into is our stock there. Same deal. We're at 15 and 30, starting to get into those oversold territories, but we have not gotten that bullish cross to the upside yet. So for me, this is not an area to jump in right now. And I'd say Litecoin's a little bit behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then we're going to get into Dgb next. I know a lot of people want to see Dgb. So for all the people who left those messages down there yesterday, this is for you. I appreciate you doing that. And I love to hear what you guys want to see. So we're going to get into Dgb. And for Dgb right now, let's take a look at this. We had a nice move to the upside here. So we were sitting at about that 0.01639, and we ended up making it all the way to that 0.01977. If we take a look at that in terms of percentage, and this is what can happen in this space. I mean, that's a 21, 22% candle right there. But what's important is we set a higher low. So you see how we were coming down here? We pushed back up. We set a higher low. So now what we need to do is come up, set a higher high, then another higher low. But it'd be nice for us to stay up above this 50 moving average, and that's going to be at 0.01804 is going to be the area that you're looking at for us to stay up above. We're still up above that 20 as well, and the 200 here, but you can see some heavy selling volume is coming in right at this top here, and we have to wait for the close today. That is like a long leg doji right there if we did close on that. So that's showing a lot of indecision on heavier volume. So yet again, another area to be careful with here. We're going to take a look at momentum. A little bit better, guys. You can see we're putting in some higher lows down here. Could potentially have a double top on our momentum, but we're going to have to pay attention to that and just take it day by day here. If we take a look at our relative strength index, we're sitting at 56. A little bit more neutral there. Then we'll take a look at our stock. Stock, we did see that nice cross to the upside here, guys, on a bullish engulfing candle. Let's see if we can continue that move to the upside, maybe get up there and challenge that 0.02247 is what I'm going to be looking at. And then in terms of TradingView, we have a 1 sell, 9 neutral, and an 18 buy here. Moving average is looking great for Dgb. And then oscillators, 1 sell, 8 neutral, 2 buy. But that's the nice thing about trading something like Dgb, guys. Both to the upside and the downside, the moves are extremely aggressive. Okay, huge percentage gains both up and down. So that's why it's fun to trade these things if you're into that, if you're really into trading. So that's Dgb, guys. Let me know if you want me to keep doing that down low, and then we'll get into Omg. Take a look at Omg. Omg is sitting at 157 right now. You can see we're about to hit that volatility stop. The volatility stop's at 146 right now. And the main thing for Omg, what I wanted to hold as we continued this nice impulse move to the upside, we need to hold what was previous resistance at about $1.38 is where we want to continue to find support so we can make that next move to the upside. We just haven't got there yet, guys, but that's the important area. Anything that you break up through that was once resistance, you want it to become support. Now, in terms of overhead resistance here, about 170 is going to be overhead resistance. Then we're going to look up to about 190 if we're going to continue this move to the upside here. We're going to continue this impulse wave there. But what you can see, the volume really dried up, and also on the stock here, we're at 0 and 9.59, so we are in that oversold territory. But you always have to pay attention to Ethereum. It's going to be the driver for coins like Omg here, and you can see the momentum's really started to fall down right here. Really lost a lot of momentum up at the top, so that's something to always pay attention to. And then we'll take a look at our MACD. MACD, we have had a negative cross to the downside here, histogram ticking to the negative. So, you know, this is just where we need to be careful in this area. If you're in an Omg position, guys, you know, guard yourself, protect yourself, because you got to realize a lot of the times out of moves like this, just to give you an example, if Ethereum doesn't get moving and we end up having something in terms of like a, you know, a 0.5 or a 0.618 retracement, that would put us all the way down. If we retrace to 0.5, which we typically do, that could put us down to that 82 cents, 0.618, all the way down to 64 cents. So this is just where you got to be careful here, because we really truly haven't cooled off that much in this move here. We're sitting basically around that 0.236, and what's common in this space are retracements back to that 0.382 and that 0.5. So that 0.382 would be at 1.04, so $1.04, and then that 0.5 would be at 82 cents. So just be careful here. This is where things can really get extreme, both to the upside and to the downside. So just really wait for that confirmation. If you're trading altcoins, pay attention to Ethereum. That's really going to tell you a lot about the story. And then in terms of Omg, what you can see here, guys, from our high to our low, the reaction that we've had is back up to that 0.382 overall in the macro sense. And you can see there's profit taking right there. Okay, so just be careful. That's what I want to leave you with today. God bless you all. I appreciate you being here with me today. Leave me a thumbs up if you get some from this. I want to do the best that I can for you guys. Take care.